and welcome to my report, EastMojo's daily evening news bulletin. We bring you the biggest and latest happenings from East and Northeast of India. I am Simran Bajaj and I'll be your host for tonight. And I remember that my correspondents and my team really missed me yesterday, but I'm back, guys, so don't worry. Anyhow, we're being joined by our correspondents. So these are our correspondents from Arunachal Pradesh. We have Irani Sonomal Lepcha. From Manipur, we have Wangamla Sally Kapai. From Meghalaya, we have Princess Giri Rashid. From Nagaland, we have Medalino Ambrosia. From Sikkim, we have Pankaj Chungel. And from Tripura, we have Chandan Pandey. So let's start today's session by first going to Irani. Irani, can you please give us the COVID-19 updates? Irani, can you give us the COVID-19 updates from Arunachal?
Yeah, hi Simran. So the overall figures which I have with me today, and those were provided by the Health Department of Arunachal Pradesh. So it goes like samples collected till date so far. It's like 16,158. Results awaited. It's 1,685. So it's quite less because otherwise it's more than 1,600. Results received are 14,473. Negative cases so far are 14,339. And as we already know that positive cases are 99 in the state. Persons cured 7. Active cases 92. So for the returnees from other states, the RT-PCR samples collected so far were 8,940. Results awaited 1,242. Negative cases from the RT-PCR test are 7,621, and discharged from the home quarantine are 6,889 individuals. So now, which I'll come to the figures, I mean, as in how many COVID hospitals or how many COVID health centers do we have in the state? So there are 2 dedicated COVID hospitals with 56 beds, 32 dedicated COVID health centers with 326 beds, 66 dedicated COVID care centers with 2,497 beds, and 383 notified quarantine facilities with 13,411 beds. Simran.
Thank you for that update, Irani. Now, as we all know, recently 20 soldiers were martyred in a standoff between Indian and Chinese troops in Galwan, Ladakh. So, Arunachal being a frontier state, is there any tensions in the state, Irani?
Simran, as you told, Arunachal is sharing the borders. Yes, Arunachal Pradesh shares near about 1,000 to 1,126 kilometer border with China, and the recent Galwan standoff is the first incident involving the casualty of Indian soldiers in a violent clash with the Chinese army after 1975. Because in the year 1975, it was when 4 Indian soldiers were killed in an ambush at Tulungla in Arunachal Pradesh. So as of now, there is no such information of violence across the border in Arunachal Pradesh. But according to the locals from Anjao district and Tawang district, they have told that the army deployment has increased after the standoff. I mean, the standoff between the Indian army and the Chinese army.
Thank you so much for that update, Irani. Thank you. With that, we'd like to now move on and give you the updates from Assam. So first of all, let's start with the total number of COVID cases in Assam. So as recently as on June 17th, Assam has reported 95 new cases of COVID-19 so far. And with that, we are at 4,605 total reported cases of COVID-19, of which 2,183 are active, 2,411 have been discharged. Assam has seen 8 deaths, COVID-related deaths, and 3 people have migrated to other states. And as you can see, the ratio, Assam has more than 50% of its total reported cases are discharged, have been cured. That's one news. In other news, we have In other news, we have that Assam Targeted Surveillance Program (ATSP) has officially been launched today. It has already started working on the grounds, and it had and under which 50,000 random tests shall be conducted in Guwahati to determine whether there's any kind of community transmission in the state or in Guwahati city, especially or not. And after the program had started, the State Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, in a tweet, updated that the launch of ATSP has further stepped up our testings, and Assam has conducted 2,35,214 tests, and this is 8,000 more than the figure on June 26th. So almost 8,000 tests in a day Assam has conducted, and Assam, as informed earlier, plans to complete the 3 lakh test mark before the month end. That is by June 30th. Assam wants to complete 3 lakh tests, and given the rate at which we are progressing, it appears like we are going to complete the tests. I think we'll have 2-3 days extra in hand, given the speed at which we are conducting tests. Also, today, a new VDRL testing lab was inaugurated at Guwahati Medical College and Hospital in Guwahati. Now, this is the 8th under medical colleges and the 12th lab in Assam. And this new VDRL lab has a biosafety cabinet, and it has a capacity of 400 to 500 tests on a daily basis. So that's all news from that's all the news that we have from Assam today. Now let's head on to Tripura and let's get the latest updates from Chandan. Chandan?
Yes, thank you, Simran. Yeah, talking about the COVID-19 update, Tripura has reported 6 more cases yesterday. With this, the total number of cases stands at 1,095. Also, speaking about the total number of people recovered so far, it is 433 plus 123 persons who were in the COVID care center have tested negative, but they are yet to be discharged. The Chief Minister had informed that they will be discharged on Wednesday, but so far there is no update from his Twitter handle or from any sources that they have been discharged. This is what we have been told, that 123 people in addition will be discharged today. Speaking about the specific details, we have been discussing a lot about the backlogs in our state, in the northeastern region and our state. So now, as I have the data in my hand, around 50,334 samples were collected in our state, of which 49,213 samples have already been tested. And this is the latest update. As I speak with you, I think the number has already come close to 5,000, and the number of samples being tested in our state has improved with the new machine being set up in our state. The state has a single lab with 3 machines, as I've been told by the nodal officer of our state. He said that we have 3 machines which is testing around 1,200 to 1,500 samples on a daily basis. So with this, the number of samples being tested has increased in our state. Also, speaking about one more development, the Law Minister Ratanlal Nath yesterday informed us that the state will shortly receive 37 more ventilators. The center has sanctioned 37 ventilators in addition to present strength of 12 ventilators. So this is something shocking, that the state has only 12 ventilators in our state, which is under the government of Tripura. So this is something.
So, Chandan, yes. Sorry to cut you off. So these 12 ventilators are in. Only 12 ventilators are available across Tripura's government hospitals.
Yes, this is what he has told us. Among the 12 ventilators, 9 are in the COVID hospital, which is in Agartala AGMC Hospital, Agartala Government Medical College, and GBP Govind Ballabh Pant Hospital. It has 9 ventilators. 2 are in the other hospital, which is Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital, which is also in the city, while 1 we have in the North District, which is around 90 kilometers away from here. And this is the total strength of government hospitals. This is the scenario in our state's health infrastructure.
So with the sorry to cut you off. So with the new ventilators likely to come in, the state will finally have 49 ventilators across government hospitals.
Exactly.
And also, what's the distribution? Which government hospitals are they planning to give these ventilators to?
There is no specific detail on this yet, but we have been told that the number of ventilators has been sanctioned yesterday. The minister informed us it will shortly be released, and once the state release this, then only we can get the number. Also, giving you the detail, earlier the health secretary S.K. Rakesh had informed us the state government had place an order for around 12 ventilators from the state's money. But we don't know yet that what's the total number of strength that the government of Tripura has procured on themselves. We were told that 5 ventilators are coming to the state. The chief minister had informed us earlier, but we don't know that it has reached or not yet. So this is, if this is added with this 37, then the number will further increase around like 50 above ventilators the state will have. Similarly.
Thank you for that update, Chandan. Also, there's a report that you've done on tax collection amid lockdown in the state of Tripura. Can you brief us about that?
Yes, Simran. Thank you. Yeah, in the last 2 months, the state has collected around 228.48 crore rupees amid this lockdown. The state government has a total target of around 1,600 and 1,600 something, which is the target of the state's financial year. Of which, in this last 2 months, the state government had deficit in their revenue collection, which the chief minister also informed us while briefing a press conference earlier on May 23rd. If I'm not wrong, he informed us that the state government has a total collection around 200 crore every month, including every sector. If I speak about agriculture and GST collection, everything. So the state had suffered around 30% revenues being collected due to this lockdown and this pandemic. But with this, the detail coming in my hand, the state government is assuming that there will be further deficit in the if the lockdown continues, because we know the agricultural sector and all the primary and secondary sectors have had a loss, huge loss. The companies have been shut down in our state. Many people have lost their job. The migrant workers, they have left the state. Around 33,000 people who were working in our state, they have left to their respective states. So with this, if the lockdown continues further for the sixth phase, then there are chances that the revenue collection, the GST collection, will further reduce. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Chandan. Now heading on to Mizoram data. So Mizoram has not reported any new COVID cases. Whatever samples, let me give you the details just a second. Out of the 821 samples tested yesterday at Mizoram Medical College lab, 633 samples were confirmed negative, and while the result is yet awaited for 188 samples. So essentially, no new cases of COVID-19 has been detected in Mizoram. With that, Mizoram has 121 cases, of which 120 are active, and only one person has been cured. And like I've always mentioned, the one person who's recovered is the first COVID case of the state, was the first COVID case of the state, and this was long back that the person has recovered. Moving on, today our Nagaland correspondent, Meadow, is not available, so she's precisely asked me that please give the updates to our viewers. They'll be waiting for the updates. So the numbers for Nagaland are this, that total number of positive cases in Nagaland stands at 193, and recovered is 103 people, which is 103 people, which is way above the 50% mark. And active cases in Nagaland is 90. And Nagaland has not yet accounted for any COVID-related death. And there's no community transmission in the state so far. There's already a story published on our website about authorities from Nagaland confirming that there's no community transmission in the state. You can log on to www.eastmojo.com and you can read the story there. The in-depth detailed story over there. And it's also mentioned, Meadow has also highlighted that this is the fourth consecutive day that the number of recovered cases has surpassed the number of active cases in the state of Nagaland. And to give you a gender-wise breakup, of the 193 cases, 124 are male and 69 are female. Now with that, I would like to head on to our correspondent from Manipur, Sally. So Sally, can you give us the COVID updates?
Yes, very good evening, Simran, and thank you so much. We haven't received the latest update for today, but yesterday the update which was released after 7 p.m., 10 new cases was reported. So that makes the total confirmation for the COVID-19 is now at 500 in total, but 60 patients who were affected with this COVID-19 was recovered yesterday. So now the recovered patient has increased to 159. That is the recovered. And as per the health director, Dr. Mangang, the recovery rate in our state has increased to 31.8%. So that's a very good speed of recovery rate. Now we have got the total active cases is 341 is the total active cases right now. Now, if I wanted to add on more on this COVID development, since there is a rapid rise in our state after the passengers started bringing from by train on May 23rd, there is like huge rise of COVID cases, and the state government have already identified that definitely COVID-19 it's a novel disease, and definitely almost every week has a new facts on how to treat the COVID-19 has been emerged. So the state COVID-19 training team has been on a continuously training those medical officers, all those who are on the frontline workers. So in total till now, about 522 medical officers have been trained on how to treat these COVID patients, including 917 staff nurses, as well as 349 allied providers are being trained on how to treat these COVID patients. Along with this, 902 auxiliary nurse midwife are also included in this training, and the last one is the 1,573 accredited social health activists are being included in this training. So definitely, though there is a rapid rise of COVID cases in our state, the state government at the same time are training those frontline workers so that our recovery rate can be increased day by day. That's the latest update. Now, I wanted to highlight about the incoming passengers, since I had mentioned yesterday that there will be a flight suspension, and on top of that, instead of having a total suspension of flight in our state for the next 10 days, starting from June 18 to 28, there will be only one flight, which I was mentioned yesterday. So now, in total, the overall passenger which was brought by train was 22,870. Why the government have already stopped bringing passengers by train is because there is a huge landslide between Assam and Manipur. So it's been more than 1 week the train have stopped coming. So till now, 22,870 people have arrived by train, but the overall people who have arrived after the lockdown was announced is over 40,000. That's a huge number from various metro cities. So out of these 40,000 people, around 14,498 people are already at the institutional quarantine center, and almost 27,946 people are at the community quarantine center. So we have like more than 200 community quarantine center across the state, based on the village, on the local, so in the locality. So this is the latest when it comes to COVID update from Manipur. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. Also, the youngest person, the youngest boy, that is a 12-year-old boy who cleared the class 10th examination, he was felicitated by the Chief Minister of Manipur. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the result which was announced on June 15 by the Board of Education, Board of Secondary Education Manipur, where this 12-year-old boy from Churachandpur district, he's actually from Kanwai village. So his name is Isaac Paulalangma Vaipe, and this is his first attempt, and yes, definitely he scored 72% in this first attempt. So he secured first division. So because of that, being he is the youngest candidate who have cleared this HLC exam, which has been conducted by the Board of Secondary Education Manipur, Chief Minister had felicitated him today at his office in Imphal, where he had given as a token of reward around 20,000 rupees, 20,000 was given to him. But that is like in a very good manner that this young boy Isaac have a habit of reading different kinds of books, and he loved to read apart from his subject. He loved to read different kinds of subject from the different classes. So Chief Minister had actually told him to, with that 20,000 rupees, 20,000, he actually told him to buy a dictionary. So which is a very sweet gesture from the Chief Minister. And as per the rules of POSEMT, whoever wanted to write for this 10th exam, that person has to complete at least 15 years of age. However, since Isaac, with a very exceptional having with 141 IQ levels, the state government as well as the POSEM had permitted him last year in 2019 in the month of November after a psychological test conducted by the Department of Clinical Psychology at Dreams. And his IQ level was like more than what he is supposed to be as per his age. That is like 141 is very intelligent and it's a very high IQ level. That was the reason the state board had permitted him to sit for this exam, and that makes him the youngest candidate who have cleared this HLC exam in our state. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. Moving on, we have our correspondent from Sikkim, Pankaj. And Pankaj has updates of new COVID cases from the state. So, Pankaj, can you brief us about that?
Yeah, thank you, Simran. This is from in the last 1 hour, and the State Health Director General in the daily bulletin just informed us that there are 2 new positive cases in the state. The 2 positive cases being an 18-year-old girl who was a Delhi returning who came back to the state on June 7th. She was kept in Pelling in West Sikkim in one of the hotels as part of the state quarantine, is what we believe. And since then, she has been shifted to the isolation facilities in Chongsa in Queensland. Queensland are the only 2 hospitals that isolation facilities in the state currently. So she's been kept there along with 14 other patients currently. So apart from the 18-year-old girl, there's a 52-year-old male from Chatham Hill. Chatham Hill is just above Bangkok. It's in the vicinity of the capital itself, coming under the municipality itself. So this patient, he's a 52-year-old returnee from Delhi who came back to the state on 15th of June, and he had already fever and cold symptoms. So he was immediately rushed to the youth clinic at here at HCN Hospital. And when his test was conducted yesterday as part of 287 samples that were tested yesterday, so he tested positive, and his direct contact, identified as 10 other people, have since been kept at ICAR guest house in ICU. They've been put under a special quarantine, and that's the buzz on COVID related. However, there's a story that's actually issued on since last night, and also this morning.
Pankaj, your voice is not audible. Can you repeat that for us?
So, yesterday night, there was a case of a 27-year-old male dying, who was also a Delhi resident. Apparently, he was initially thought to be COVID positive, and he was tested about the same concern since his arrival on June 5th. So, upon his arrival on June 5th, he initially declined the whole food clinic in the facility, claiming that it should not be COVID related, and he asked for a facility quarantine in one of the peak quarantine facilities. He was kept in a hotel, and he too had fever and cold symptoms. And based on that, a week from then, on 12th June, he had a fever test conducted for himself, and when that also seemed to have negative, the state health department conducted another test on 18, which tested on RT-PCR, and that was negative. On 15th, when they did a retest of the patient, that seemed to have negative, prompting the authorities that probably he was not COVID related. So when they did a TB test on the patient, it was found out that he was dealing with tuberculosis, and he was TB positive, and he was since then, instead of being kept at the food clinic or being put back to the quarantine facility, he was told to go home, such that his treatment could be even better with TB medicine. So sadly, 5 hours later, since his arrival at home, he met his parents finally, and based on that, he died at 11:30 last night, and he died at Manipal Hospital, the Central Referral Hospital here in Manipal, a private hospital. So he was not COVID related, but initially when the authorities actually thought him to be COVID, somehow there's an argument making around that probably he was neglected for his TB after a close friend of the patient, he noticed that he might have not known that he had TB to patient registration, or prior to that also, or maybe he knew about it and he wanted to keep the same as under wraps. And that part remains unknown. However, the authorities also claim that he did admit or come with any form of report that claimed him to be a TB positive initially. That's why they were stuck to the treatment related to the COVID and in due course, since this he came to 12 days later, he's lost his health now. And to avoid any stigmatization, the state health department wants to clarify on the whole scenario because news was about this morning that somebody was neglected or people got neglected over COVID. So to avoid that, the state health department also clarified the situation with the whole report that they presented to us as part of the health commission. And here's another story that is making rounds in became is with regard to two patients who are yet to test negative despite 3 weeks of treatment.
I could not hear the figures. Pankaj, can you repeat that for us?
Okay, two patients who are positive patients despite 3 weeks of their isolation and treatment are yet to recover fully and they're still testing positive. This was also an information that was passed to us by the health director general, and he saying that that until and unless they test a negative in a span of 24 hours, they are not being discharged from the hospital, no matter how long that takes. The assertiveness that the state health department mentioned was that until and unless a patient is completely cured, they're not letting go anyone as of now. And I also have to mention that the North Bengal Medical College and Hospital, which was taking in samples for today, had 1,711 samples as a backlog. So that was since 25th of May. So 287 samples were tested in MPH that were part of the backlog just days prior have come through, and out of them, only 19 are available. However, the state government, having conducted all the tests here at SPNM as part of the real lab, since the backlog was creating a lot of trouble for systems, so they stated that none of the tests have to be retested again. Because they have all been tested during real lab, and they have so far come through as negative. Results for 19 are, however, awaited. So, but there is no need for retest is what the state health department has asserted on the immediate factor. So that's the problem that I have to say.
Thank you so much for that update, Pankaj. Now, moving on to some national news regarding the 20 soldiers who were martyred today. The statement of our Prime Minister Narendra, he said that I would like to assure the nation that the sacrifices of our Jawans will not be in vain. India wants peace, but it's capable of giving a befitting reply if instigated, said the Prime Minister. Also, the Prime Minister has called for an all-party meeting on June 19th to discuss on how the way forward is for the bilateral relationships between India and China. Also, when we talk about India's tally, so India reported 2,000 new COVID-related deaths in the last 24 hours. Now, how did that happen? We have an in-depth and detailed story of this on our website, but I would like to tell this to our viewers that in the past 24 hours, India has recorded 2,000 new COVID deaths. And with this, India is at 3,54,065 total cases of COVID-19 with 11,903 deaths. Now, this sudden spike is not an individual event, but it is the result of a 2-day-long massive data matching exercise. And upon reconciliation of the figures, Maharashtra, which is the worst COVID hit state in the country, has reported 1,328 deaths, which were earlier either missed out or neglected or due to some backlog in the system, which did not come to the fore as in when the deaths took place. It did not reflect in the state's tally. Also, Delhi has also increased its numbers, and likewise Tamil Nadu has also increased the numbers in the number of COVID-19 deaths. Now, also to be noted is this, that Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and followed by Delhi. These three states are the worst COVID-19 hit states in India. And while India continues to remain the fourth worst hit country in the world by COVID-19. Also, there's some news from Assam. Yes, there's some news from Assam coming from our Health Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma. And the breaking news is this, that 231 COVID-19 patients have been discharged from various civil hospitals, district hospitals, and model hospitals in Assam after testing negative for the virus. With this, the total number of discharged patients in Assam is at 2,642, and total number of active patients in Assam is 1,952. We can see a substantial difference of almost 700 cases in the active and discharged patients. A story will shortly be live on our website with giving you the exact figures and the percentage. And in the last news for the day, today, AAP MLA Atishi Malina Singh, she has also tested positive for COVID-19. She is the third AAP MLA to test positive for COVID-19 from New Delhi. And talking about Aam Aadmi Party in New Delhi, so Aam Aadmi Party in New Delhi, she's the third legislator from AAP to have tested positive for COVID-19. Earlier today, Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain had undergone a second COVID-19 test. And if you look at COVID scares in the state, in New Delhi, last week, even the Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, after reporting of symptoms, COVID-like symptoms, had undergone a test, but he tested negative. And that's all the news that we have for today. All the stories that we've discussed so far, all of them are available on our website. Please log on to www.eastmojo.com and please do give them a read. I would like to thank all our viewers for constantly supporting us and being there for us from Monday to Friday at 6:30 p.m. You can find us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is if you have any ideas, stories, or suggestions, please send them across to us at editor@eastmojo.com. Also, if you we have a very active fact-checking team, so if you come across any piece of information, any video, or any photos that you think needs authentication, please send that to us. You can mail it to us at editor@eastmojo.com, or simply you can find us on Facebook. You can find our Facebook page by the name of EastMojo, and you can send the piece of information or photo or video to us on Messenger. Please support us. Please stay in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And thank you so much. This is all. I'm Simran Bajaj, signing off for the evening.